Welcome, fellow armchair generals and war thunder and naval enthusiasts. This, of course, is Gamer 1745 with a look at the new German battleships in War Thunder on the dev server, so things are subject to change. This is the Helgoland battleship. It has 12-inch main guns, armor, like 300 millimeters here. We can see it has sort of an armored box here. Lots of armor way out here, even. No surprise, some of that, but yeah, lots of armor on the vessel, so it should take lots of penetration. Now, after we take a look at these new ships, we're going to get in and play a battle or so with them on the dev server, so you can have a look, you know, a look at what's coming here. So ammo placement, that's fairly high up above the water level. A lot of times they're trying to keep the ammo below water level. These are the coal bunkers being used as some sort of armor. Where if we look at the Graf Spee, well, fuel tanks, you see that fuel tank is mostly below the water level. Now, just a quick aside. The Germans were lying about these vessels as they were building them. Oh, no, they don't have, you know, I don't know if this gives tonnage here, but, oh, they're less tonnage. They're not so big. Now, I know the U.S. also sort of lied. Now, the Germans were lying blatantly on the overall tonnage of their vessels. But what the U.S. did was, set up, we're only, let's, you know, because there's the London naval treaties and what are going on, is why they had to lie. They say, yeah, they're only, you know, 5,000 tons. I don't know what they're, sorry. They're only 5,000 ton cruisers. They're not any heavier than that, because otherwise they'd be counted as battleships or something like that, or heavy cruisers. Because I do know they made a bunch of the light cruisers, the, No, I didn't want to click. I wanted to click here. A bunch of the Brooklyn class, particularly these guys here. Yeah, there it is. The Brooklyn class here is the same hull as, I forget what, another class, but they just have bigger guns on them. Fewer, but bigger guns, so they're basically the same as heavy cruisers, except for they're gunned as light cruisers, but they, as you can see, have an extra turret and a lot of guns. So yeah, and the U.S. were lying too about them in a way that, well, yeah, they only displace, because it's tons of how much water displacement. They only displace so much water. Yeah, but we're only loading them half full of ammo, and we're only loading them half full of fuel and water from what they would do for a, air quotes, war loading of the vessel, meaning putting full amounts of ammo, full amounts of, you know, water storage, full amounts of fuel storage, whatever. And so they would ride lower in the water than in peacetime and when they were built. So I think the Germans were doing something of the same. I'm not sure on that, but I do know they were blatantly lying even more on some of their ships. So maybe this might ride actually a little bit lower. I'm not sure. I am not a naval expert. I've just read a few books and articles and saw some documentaries, so I'm not much of it. But we can see here that this would be a liquid fuel, where this is coal bunkers. Coal dust can be explosive, but probably coal itself isn't going to be explosive if it's hit. And so this is the new top tier German battleship from, no, what is it, I did pull this up, 1909 is when it was launched, commissioned in 1911. Now, because it was started to be built in 1909, to give you a little bit of what all that means is when they laid down the keel, the bottom of the ship, was in 1909. 1908, sorry. 1908. They laid that down in a shipyard. In 1908, almost a year later, because it's November to September, they launched it into the ocean, into the water. But that just meant it's now floating, and they continued working on the vessel, meaning they only have a limited amount of space in dry docks or building slips or various methods. I don't know whether it's probably on a building slip. Building slip is sort of like a hard area, normally on the side of a shore, and you build it up there, and then it slides off into the water. It's not like a dry dock, which you can float in, in a vessel, and then pump the water out for like repairs. So they probably on a building slip, and then once they get it out there floating, they continue to work on it, which may be including even adding in main guns, because these things would just literally probably just be able to, probably gravity held in there, because I know when some of the ships turned turtle and went under, their main guns turrets fell out of them. So they continued working on it until August 1911 is when it was commissioned into the Kriegsmarine. So it's that many years later that it's finally, and it's got, they've finished the ship. The Germans Navy sailed it around for a little while just to make sure, yep, all seems to be working right, test all the, mechanisms out and do it, and not have to say, oh, you got to fix this, repair this, or something like that. And then it's commissioned and ready to go. So that's how long it takes or took them to build these vessels. Yes, you can rush a few more out if you hurry them along, but they take quite a while. The Germans built 8 or 9 more battleships or heavy cruisers or battle cruisers or whatever after the World War I got started, but this is a pre-World War I, is in 1911, designed in, now often between saying being laid down and put out there, they may up the gun size on some of these vessels. These are 12-inch guns. The earlier, the Westfalen, is with 11-inch guns. I just like the normal naval terminology for them. Okay, well, and we can see here also with its armor, we can see the sort of armored areas. A lot of armor. Going to be hard to kill the crew on this thing, hard to penetrate it, or I think it will be, depending on what it's facing. And so this is the top right now of the German tree at 6-0. Now one down is the Admiral Graf Spee of World War II, which is, I don't know what you want to call it, a Panzerschiff, a pocket battleship. Basically a sort of, if you will, heavy cruiser with battleship class guns. It's sort of a pocket battleship. What's the big difference? Well, we can even see armor. And this is World War II. So World War II is different than World War I. But we can see here 100 millimeter thickness of armor here, 40 millimeters here, so there's some overlapping, I guess. We can see here, depending on what you're hitting, 125. Now let's jump back to pre-World War I. 300 millimeter thickness. Okay. For the turrets here, 250 some, 300 on the front of these turrets. Okay. So you can see here, and then however much protection the coal bunker gives you, I don't know. It has armor. Well, let's see. Armor dimensions. At this point, what is this? Is this really 14,000? Wow. That is, wow. Okay, so we can see that this is taking that. Well, that's 120 millimeters. As you can tell, I'm not a great expert on ships, but I do know a bit about them. So 300 millimeters thickness, 250. Back of the turret, 290. You can see that. Top of the turret, 70. Now, so what is going to be the weaknesses of this vessel? Well, because a lot of these naval battles will have aircraft in them, this has functionally no anti-aircraft. There's nothing that can point up into the sky on this vessel, as you can see here. It has 14 88mm guns in casemates. These, I believe, are these things down along here. And 1450mm guns. Because that would be 7 per side. I think maybe... Oh, these may be the 88s up here. You can tell I'm a great expert. No. And I think these here. So, yeah, these are probably the 88s that are around here. There is no way they can point up into the sky. These are close-in range weapons that the game changer, which comes about slightly before this, is, of course, HMS Dreadnought here. And this is the big game changer ship that gets rid of all of the lower casemate guns. You still have some of these up there, and I'm not sure when those are put on, whether those are original designed on top of the turrets and a few places like here, or what. But they're quick firing. I don't know how good of anti-aircraft guns that'll be, the Dreadnought, but we're mainly looking here. So this has functionally no anti-aircraft. The other main downside on this is slow. So lots of armor, big guns currently. I don't know if 12 inch is the biggest in the game currently, but they're definitely up there with them. And they're as big as these. These might be 52. Okay, are those? Is that 52 calibers? I don't know, because I don't know. Generally, I'm used to naval guns being measured in diameter in inches and calibers in length, but calibers are really sort of weird in that they are a proportional linked to the diameter of the gun barrel. So a 50 caliber gun barrel length, if it's a larger diameter gun, will be longer than a 52 caliber length, say 150 millimeter. You get what I'm saying? So 150 millimeter 52 is shorter than a 283 52 millimeter. Now I do see this as 55 and 52, but so I don't know how they're measuring these here. Let's see here, where here we have 50 cal. I guess they're 50 cals. I don't know. Let's look at here. Okay, now these are 45 caliber. I'm guessing these are 45 caliber. I guess that's what that SK means. I am not sure. Let's look at the US stuff here. Okay, yeah, see, now this is how I'm used to seeing it. 6-inch, 47 caliber. So that's 6-inch in diameter. Based off of that length, it's 47. Where these are short, 5-inch, 25 caliber, general purpose. Okay, let's come back down here to a, let's go with this Clemson. Let's find a crew here somewhere. Don't we have it? Okay, there we go. We do it? Okay. Where here we see a 4-inch 50 caliber, and these guns are longer. Basically, these guns can shoot way out past anything they can possibly hit in a naval gun battle at sea in these vessels. So this can shoot, meaning the gun can accurately hit something like if you put it on a stationary platform, like on shore, and accurately hit something way out there, way beyond the possible targeting and hitting range of anything in naval warfare. They found that out. This is a World War I era vessel. They found that out by World War II, and they were shortening the guns. So these guns shoot. Well, these are 5-inchers. What was that? Some of them were. A few of the Clemsons had 5-inchers. Most of them had 4-inchers. But These are shorter, and they did have longer 5-inchers too, 50 caliber 5-inchers. And so they were going to these shorters that were for dual purpose, both anti-air and anti-shipping vessels. So that's how you read that, is 5 inches, 50 caliber. So if you found a, I don't know, is there a, this is the New Orleans. These are all 5-inchers. Okay, yeah. But they do have, there are longer barrels. So that's, so you can judge their effective hitting. Now, if you have, let's go back to the Brooklyn. Does it have it? No. If you have gun sighting computers and whatnot, they can hit out there. So these are probably 45 caliber. Well, so yeah, 45 caliber versus 52 caliber. So these are longer. So if they have the same amount of charge firing the same type of projectile, if, I don't know if those two things are true, but if they do, these longer barrels should project the round out with much more velocity, so it will go further. But also, even if you're not talking about going further, it will hit with harder impact at the same range as this vessel. So these guns, although the same diameter, if we're talking reality, I don't know how well they're modeled in the game. That's a different question. But yeah, I know this is getting to be a long look at these vessels. But so yeah, so we'll get into playing them. But just you can see the armor is the big difference, and we'll play both of these in battle. Hopefully this just works. We don't have to wait too long. I'll probably be the only person playing against a bunch of bots. Probably. We're going to start out with the Helgoland. Right. Okay. Full steam ahead. We're moving at 39 knots, 40 knots. I do believe I'm the only person here. These are all most likely bots. We have 10 torpedoes. I don't know that there are waste on this vessel, but I don't know. Okay, let's stop firing. We'll just turn it over to anti-aircraft gunnery, which they can't really do. Just I don't need to waste ammo at these ranges. Okay, light cruiser out there. Akita. So you can see that the gun turrets are moving. This one in the rear is moving fairly slow. Coming around. I don't know what they're using for documentation. I don't know whether that's accurate or not, but how fast they would turn. Don't know if I should have been trying realistic on this. I want to be on Nikita. Let's get on Nikita. Okay, Nikita has sort of turned, coming this way, so let's, well, Nikita's moving around a lot out there. Let's fire there. Now it's best to shoot the high explosive rounds at light cruisers and less, generally speaking. The other rounds, the more penetrating rounds, generally have to go through more substance. Okay, well, we need to leave them a little bit more after we're moved. For them to detonate, so they're very possibly just going to go right through whatever they are, unless they hit an engine piece or maybe an armored component, which you very well, oh, there we go, we got a hit. Pretty decent hit, actually. You know, or like a gun turret or something like that. But you can kill a lot of the crew, which is a major way to destroy a vessel in War Thunder. Of course, I think I've said before, the most unrealistic element of War Thunder in general is the ability to repair We lost the ranging of that shot. Okay. I don't like that. Yeah, is that, you know, you can repair massive damage to vessels. And those bots are acting badly. He's on fire. Should I say she? There looks like they're listing badly going down by the stern. Trying to hit more on the bow. Hit a magazine or something up there. Well, midships, good hit of midships, okay. Lead them a little bit more, though they're slowing up more and more. Okay. Now, let's go for this light cruiser here. It's also on fire. I have some decent hits there. Nikita. Risfid? What are these, Vikings or something? Okay, a little far forward. Maybe still a little too far forward. Well, looks like it might be a good hit. Okay, some good hits there. That looks like it hit their lower magazine in there and should just really blow it apart, in my opinion. Magazine hits should really sort of be devastating. Okay. Code? Don't know, was that? No, that was probably the other, Nikita going down. Okay. Need to lead a lot more. Looks like a US light cruiser up there. Well, there's Nikita there, I don't know. No, maybe something our secondaries were shooting at. Something's hitting us. Yeah, I need to lead by a lot more. Let's overcompensate a little bit. Maybe. Hit well. No, we didn't overcompensate at all. Looks like they got our rudder, so we may not be able to steer there really well. That, of course, what did for Bismarck, damaging the rudder. Okay, that was short, but otherwise on target. No, I want to keep going. I want to turn more. Plug the holes, pump the water. She's listing. Don't think we are. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, somebody shot. Oh, torpedoes, wrong thing. Okay, we had a torpedo hit. Just one, but still not a good thing. We'll see how we do with that. I don't think I've been hit by a torpedo in a battleship. Okay, now they're really slow and we've been slowed down. So let's fire there. Okay. Not going to hit well at all. Hit them a bit, but not at all. Or not well. Okay. Oh, looks like somebody else fired torpedoes at us. Was it you? Gotta remember to vary your movement. Okay, oh, way too in front. I was expecting it now. Yeah, that was a bad shot. Well, okay, 7. Let's see if we can repair some of this stuff. 7. So that torpedo hit, I think, is really hurting our engines. Almost at a standstill. But notice, other than our engines and our little light guns along that side there. Okay, let's see, is that good? Well, that now just dies as I fire. Is that a new Nikita? Now let's go see if there's any closer. Not really. Let's fire bow, okay. Two guns that haven't been firing. Decent hit into him. Well, let's do full reverse. Turn. Don't think it's gonna help or hurt one way or another. Nope. They missed. Now we're listing over fairly badly. We've got a lot of water in us, as we can see there. Okay, let's see if we get one more good shot off with this. No. Probably mostly not because of my bad shooting, but some more hits. Okay, I really think it's the torpedoes that have done for us that hit there. We got 60% of our crew alive, a little bit less. Looks like all of our weapons are pointed into the water now. Come on, get up, get up, get up. Oh, you can't get up. Oh well. Well, let's J out. Boom. Now let's compare that to the Graf Spee down at a 5.7. Much less armor, like I was talking about. It has... Oh, do we have enemy aircraft up, or is that just... No, we have our guns on anti-aircraft duty. Oh, well. What the hell are you doing? I don't know. You don't really want to be touched by the bow of a big vessel. Whether you want to call it ramming. Well, there's maybe somebody up there in that. Right. Okay. Well, at least... Oh, we have somebody back here. Hello. What the hell? Get down on target. 8. Why can't you shoot on target there? There we are. Why didn't that kill you? And what? Oh. Wow, we went down to that thing. Okay, well. So he's way back over there. Well, I didn't look behind me, did I? Oh, well, now he's way over there. Well, not that good for killing him, I guess. We're going to go after this light cruiser here. Too bad, that may have actually been a player. Now, unfortunately, I did not get to show off because of not spotting him and being doing bad about it. Okay, let's... I didn't have my secondaries not on surface duty. Okay, trailing a little behind, so... Well, that's too far forward. Let's go straight on target then. Full broadside, and it impacts. Let's have them hopefully fire more into the hull this time. There we go, boom. See those white dots coming down? Boom, okay. Decent hit. I want to do this. Okay, let's do right about there. Come back and fire. Okay. I could have used more muzzle flash with that fire. Would have been cooler. See all those rounds coming down? Should have got range and leading. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Once we do that, I know it's just a light cruiser, but let's try it with the more penetrating rounds next time. We reload. Okay. More deeper pen. Into it. Okay, now there's something just... Okay, that's some fairly heavy damage there. A little more to the stern than I wanted it to be. Let's try to get full broadside in on them. Just off the bow by a little bit. There. There we go. They had taken some punishment beforehand. Well, I don't need to play this fully out. But you can see what these guys can do here. Let's let's get out of this. Let's return to hangar. Return to hangar. Yes. Let's see if we can see the new interface here. Let's go make sure, yeah. Okay, to battle. I wanted to... Well, battle servers are busy. Okay, well, maybe not. Let's... Maybe we can get another battle quickly. Didn't really get to see the difference with the Graf Spee other than we got shot to shit very quickly. Maybe that's enough. Maybe that's enough. Okay. So we saw that the Japanese vessel that came around behind us, and I wasn't really aware that it was behind us to shoot at it. And we got shot to shit in this thing. Where with the Helgoland, yeah, the torpedoes were really, I think, did for us. I mean, not that we weren't taking other damage. Excuse me, other damage. But we could take a lot of hits from a lot of vessels. So that sort of tells you the difference between the battleship and a pocket battleship, I guess, is the term that we use for these Panzerschiff, which just, I guess, means armored ship or whatever. But these have some extremely long-range torpedoes on them. These, I believe, are what are considered to be hoping to get more in here. These are dual-purpose guns, where these are anti-air guns. Let's see, we have 420 or 20 millimeter and 437 millimeter. These are the 37s. I don't know. Or dual mountings, yeah. So 4 dual mounting 37s. 14 20 millimeters on it. This thing here somewhere. Oh, up here too. Okay. So there's a bunch of 20 millimeters. So that will do much better in anti-aircraft role. These may also be dual purpose here. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure these guys are, well, sort of set up as long-range anti-aircraft that can. They're probably the 105 millimeter guns, 3 turrets. Yeah, 1 per side in the rear, yeah. Okay, so this, in a firepower sense, is a much more well-rounded vessel. Okay, lots of anti-aircraft compared to 0 aircraft, and yeah, fairly decent compared to some of these. I mean, these might have more anti-aircraft on them per, ton of vessel or whatever. They're much smaller, but still, this should put up a decent amount of anti-aircraft fire from, long to short range. So you have that, where these guys have functionally none. Or, well, okay. They have 4 MG08s. This vessel does 4 MG08s, and I just saw the one there. One there. Those are the Maxim machine guns. I don't know where the others are. Only identified 2 of them. Something forward that I can. I don't know. They're probably somewhere. I'm sure, but I just don't see them. So, but that's still functionally none, and the Helgoland doesn't even have that. So if you're going to play these, you can bring them out early, when they'll have no enemy air. They may survive long enough, depending on how you use them. And you can stand off and fire instead of charging right in at them. Fire at the enemy. Though eventually, if you survive long enough, you will face air. So the strategy then is to have a battle buddy. Something smaller with you, maybe, if you can come in and like I sometimes do when we play with I don't know, let's choose a crew with some friends. Here you're gonna have something like this with you, two 20mm Fock-Verlaines, which are the quad. Yeah, there and there it looks like quad. Oh, there are two double. I don't know. Well, they got a lot of anti-aircraft. Even reading all of this in. So yeah. Okay, so there's some doubles here, and then there are here, and then there's some quads, some double 37s, some single 37s. It looks like some Bofors 40 mils, two Bofors 40 mils somewhere on them. They got somewhere from Sweden probably, but some 88s anti-air cannons times 2. That would be where on these vessels? That no, that's not an 88, is it? Oh, these things. No. Yeah, there's 4 of them. 4 of these things. So 4 88s like these, and then 3 triple turret 150mm guns. So you get this as your battle buddy. I can maneuver. Don't have him lead the charge into the enemy, and he can, help deal with the air. So that could sort of work. Well, hey, you made it this far. You must like this content, so subscribe, hit the like button. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the new developments in naval warfare on War Thunder. Thanks so much, everyone.